Artificial intelligence. It sounds fancy until you actually sit with it for a minute and realize it behaves a lot like that one friend who tries way too hard to guess what you want to have for dinner. It watches, it learns, it thinks, it understands you, and sometimes it absolutely nails it. Other times it suggests pineapple pizza when you very clearly said pasta. Good times. The funny thing is people hear the term and imagine glowing robots plotting world domination. Meanwhile, the real stuff is much less dramatic and way more nerdy. At its core, it is just math trying to pass as intuition. A bunch of digital neurons poking each other, trying to understand patterns the way we learned to tell a dog from a cat back in preschool. Except AI has to do without luxury of being alive, or having a teacher, or having any idea what a cat even is. It just crunches that until something clicks. And that clicking is where the magic starts. Not firework magic, more like late night coding magic where you stare at your screen exhausted and suddenly the thing that never worked before begins to make sense. These systems learn by failing over and over again. They guess, they mess up, they adjust, tiny nudges, tiny corrections. Suddenly they can spot a face, translate a sentence, recommend a song that hits a little too close to home. Kind of spooky, kind of cool. I don't know. What throws most people off is that they expect some grand moment where the machine wakes up and starts quoting sci-fi movies, but AI isn't alive. It doesn't dream, doesn't feel, it doesn't sit there contemplating the meaning of life. It's more like an incredible fast pattern detective. Feed it enough examples and it starts noticing things you never pointed out. Edges, shapes, word choices. There's little quirks in how we communicate that we barely notice ourselves. And once you understand that the whole thing gets a lot less scary and a lot of more useful, it is not here to replace your brain. It is here to give you a second one that doesn't get tired, doesn't complain, and doesn't need a coffee to function. A sidekick that handles the boring bits so you can focus on the parts that actually require a human heartbeat. So yeah, artificial intelligence, strip away the buzzword and the sci-fi glow and you end up with a bunch of math pretending to be clever. But when you point it at the right problem and guide it with a bit of human judgment, it can do nothing we once filled under it can do things we once filed under magic or luck. Or I'll get to that someday. And honestly, that's more exciting than any robot's uprising.